Hello guys and welcome to the games I have played recently. My name is Alex and I'm going to tell you all about the games that I have played recently. You probably figured that out from that catchy title up there. Let's jump into the first one. So I was installing Cyberpunk onto my PlayStation 5 as well as the Phantom Pain DLC, and the PlayStation said it was going to take about 2 hours for both of them to fully install. So I was like, there's no point just sitting here doing nothing waiting for that to happen. Let's see what I actually have downloaded on my PlayStation that I can jump into and play while I'm waiting. So I was scrolling through the downloaded games I have on my PlayStation and I was just instantly gravitated towards the Uncharted collection. And obviously, there's no place to start like the first one, so I jumped into Uncharted 1 Drake's Fortune. And before I knew it, I had lost interest in playing Cyberpunk. I had just jumped into Uncharted and I was enjoying it so much. The game had finished downloading and I just kept playing Uncharted. It's hard to believe, but next year, Uncharted 1 is 20 years old. And I swear, see, whenever I booted up this game, it was like I opened a time capsule. This was the first time I played this game in basically 20 years, since I played it back when it came out on the PlayStation 3. And I'll give it credit, you know what, gameplay wise, it actually holds up really, really well. Visually, look, it's a 20-year-old game. No matter what, it's going to look like a 20-year-old game. This was a game that at the time was going for realism. And at the time, it looked fantastic. But of course, 20 years has passed. And again, it still looks okay considering they're going for a realistic style as opposed to a more cartoony style like Jak and Daxter that Naughty Dog published previously. I do own this game physically, by the way. It's behind this big stack of PlayStation 4 games. There's actually 2 stacks of PlayStation 4 games. There's this one, there's another one behind that one, and then behind that is my PlayStation 3 games, and I cannot be bothered moving the 2 stacks to get the game case, so it's going to be a picture right here. But yes, the point is, it's a 20-year-old game, and it's going to look like a 20-year-old game. Even playing the remaster, it's still a 20-year-old game. I actually think that helps add to the game's charm, to be honest, looking the way it does. The story in this game is a fun one. Nathan Drake and his mentor Sullivan are trying to track down El Dorado, which is known as the Lost City of Gold. And of course, Nathan Drake's a treasure hunter, so that's like a Mafia flame for him. By now, I'm pretty sure that anyone who would be watching a video like this is a gamer and therefore has probably played Uncharted by this point and knows how much of a lovable and fantastic character Nathan Drake is. Nathan Drake is the heart of this game, and I think the game gets away with a lot because he's so funny and charming and he's fun to play as. Honestly, all the voice actors in this game did a fantastic job, but I really don't think they could have got anyone else but Nolan North to play Nathan Drake. Nolan North is Nathan Drake. He's a character that you actively want to play as and go on a journey with. I love the platforming in Uncharted. Honestly, I think that's one of the strongest aspects of the game. It's just so fun to climb ledges, swing from chains, jump from rooftop to rooftop, things like that. Again, go figure, Naughty Dog, a company that made one of the best action platformers of all time, to make fun platforming. The combat in the game though is also fun, which is good because you're going to be doing it a lot. Can I also say that I find the dodge roll in this game hilarious? So funny to play around with. But the game does kind of get to the point where it's like, I wonder what's going to happen when I walk down this corridor with all these convenient things to hide behind. It can start to get a little bit tedious by the end, but thankfully they do try their best to break these sections up with other things. Once a combat section ends, you might have to do a car chase or a jet ski section or a puzzle. One thing I will say about this game is that the puzzles are like baby's first puzzle book. They are like really, really simple, but again, they're fun to solve and they do help break up the combat sections. But yeah, just don't be expecting any like crazy Ocarina of Time style puzzles or anything like that. Let me tell you one of my favorite things about this game. The cinematic camera angles, and this is something that the Uncharted series has always done really well. One moment you'll be climbing something in the typical third-person camera angle as Nathan Drake, obviously. The next thing you know, the camera will zoom out and show you this beautiful cinematic angle of what you're doing. They really help to show like the scale of some of the crazy stuff you're actually doing in this game. Oh, and the music, don't even get me started on the music in the Uncharted series. The music and just the sound design in general in this game is top-notch stuff. The music always matches exactly what you're doing. It really sets the mood. There really is a lot going on in this game between, the giant scale adventure, the relationships between all the characters like Sully and Nate and Elena, all the different environments you get to explore. I can really see why this game was labelled a masterpiece back in the day. If for some reason you haven't played the Uncharted series, you owe it to yourself to go back and play those games. Now I've started, I'm actually going to go through and play through them all. I've only ever actually played Uncharted 1, 2 and 3 before. Back whenever Uncharted 4 came out, I didn't have a PlayStation 4, so I couldn't play that game. So I'm going to go out and buy a copy of Uncharted 4 and play that after playing the trilogy, as well as the Chloe spin-off. So Feel free to subscribe to hear my thoughts on the other Uncharted games as we go along. So on to the next game I played recently. Over Christmas I played through Mafia 2. And that was after Mafia the Old Country coming out earlier in that year. And that made me want to go back and retry the one Mafia game that I didn't like as much as the others, and that is Mafia 3. This game is pretty commonly considered the worst Mafia game in the series. I actually really love the Mafia series, and if you haven't played them, I highly recommend you go and check them all out. I played this game back when it first came out, and I didn't mind it. I just didn't think it was amazing, especially with the hype that I had for this game, considering how much I loved Mafia 2 before this game came out. There is a lot of repetitive filler in this game, but you know what? I wanted to go back and give it another chance. Mafia 3 has a pretty simple plot. It's essentially a revenge plot. We play as a man named Lincoln Clay who's hunting down another man named Sal Marcano. But Sal is a powerful man, so Lincoln can't just get to him directly, so he decides to start at the bottom and work his way up by working through all of Sal's men, eventually reaching the top and getting to Sal himself. I'm doing it again, I'm looking at the screen, not the lens. I apologise for that. This is the first time I'm making a video like this, so give me a bit of leeway. It actually works pretty well as a story because it's set up so well in like the first hour or two of the game. I actually like Lincoln Clay as a character a lot. He doesn't carry the same charm as a character like Tommy Angelo, Vito, Joe, someone like that. But honestly, that's the point of his character. He's not meant to be charming, he's meant to be angry. I really do like his dynamic with a friend of his called Donovan in this game. Honestly, Donovan steals the show. I think he's the best character in this game. He's genuinely hilarious, and he helps to not make the game serious 100% of the time. He brings a lot of like comic relief moments. It's a third-person action game with lots of combat and driving. I'm not sure if this is an unpopular opinion or not, but I actually really like the driving in this game. I really like how the cars handle in this game, which is good because the police chases in this game are the definition of brutal. I honestly think getting away from the police in this game is genuinely the most difficult part of the game. The combat's smooth and it does make you feel like an absolute badass, especially whenever you take down like a room full of guys as just Lincoln. But it does bring me on to the elephant in the room and the main criticism that basically everyone has about this game. I would say a good 18 to 20 hours of this 35-hour game are repetitive sections that you have to do over and over and over and over again before you can actually progress to an important mission. You talk to someone and they'll tell you about a guy that you need to take out. You decide that you're going to go and damage enough of said guy's property to bring him out of hiding. He comes out of hiding, you take him out, you progress. And that formula is literally repeated over and over and over and over and over and over throughout this entire game, which is a shame because by the end of this game, I was just like, can we just move on, please? Can we just get to the next mission? Again, it's a shame because at the end of these repetitive sections, there's usually an epic mission to like cap off that section of the game, and these missions are fantastic. They're usually set in a really cool and interesting location like a sinking boat, a boxing gym, things like that. Again, these missions are by far the highlight of the game, usually set to an amazing song as well. That's one thing I will give this game, the music is chef's kiss. But these missions, they almost feel like the standard missions from like Mafia 2, Mafia Definitive Edition, Mafia the Old Country. But imagine in between each mission in those games I just mentioned, having to do like 2 to 3 hours of pointless repetitive stuff just to progress. It really does hurt the flow of the game. And by the end, it really just feels like pointless busy work to pad out the game to make it longer. There's also an underboss system in this game. Basically, as you take down Sal's guys, you'll take over parts of the city. And as you do, you have to assign different sections of the city to your different underbosses. There are 3 of them. They are Thomas Burke, Cassandra, and good old Vito from Mafia 2. You do though have to be careful how you diss out these sections of the city, because if you do it unfairly, one of the underbosses will turn on you and they will come after you and try and go for you. I actually really like this mechanic in the game. I just wish the actual underbosses were utilized more. They're all pretty interesting characters, but you do like one big mission with them and then you don't see them again unless you physically go to them and like they give you a side mission. Like after you sort of recruit them, other than assigning them districts, you don't really see them throughout any other main missions in the game, and it's really a shame. Like I wish you could like pick an underboss to like come on a mission with you. I know I would like to play some missions with my boy Vito again. There's a lot to like in this game. The characters are fun, the gameplay is fun, the music is amazing. I just wish there wasn't 20 hours of filler between the good stuff. I will say I like the game a lot more than when I played it the first time. I just think personally this game would be better as a 15-hour all-action experience as opposed to a 35-hour by the end, it kind of feels like a slog. The highs are still really good though, and I still recommend that people play this game. Even the worst Mafia game is still a really, really good game. And with that, guys, thank you so much for watching. My name has been Alex. These are the games I've been playing recently. Stay tuned. We're going to be talking about a lot more games coming up. Of course, the rest of the Uncharted games. And who knows what we'll dive into next. Probably Cyberpunk. But yes, if you enjoyed, please feel free to like and subscribe for more videos like this one, and I will catch you in the next one.